peer-reviewed scientific literature on understanding baby skin has come from us. That's incredible. If you look at the competition, they'll refer to us and our science. We've invested millions.
That was really interesting, and I, for one, am quite excited to go back and bathe my babies, and I hope some of you in the audience who are parents are as well. You mentioned that on average, parents spend about 23 minutes a day giving their babies a bath, and that makes it about 10 hours a month of bath time. That's a lot of bath. So what is it about this regime that allows it to be such a wonderful developmental opportunity for babies?
Well, actually, I never did the math, so I didn't realize that's how many hours there were. So it is impressive, right? And so it's important to recognize that's time that we really have quality time with our babies. And so as I mentioned before, touch and scent and the interaction between mom, dad, baby are all happening in one space. Baby's not, depending on the age of baby, she's not falling asleep on you. She's not running away, depending on her age. This is really quality time for the stimulated senses. And even the type of interaction that you can have in bath time, for example, playing music, or even encourage singing songs or talking to your baby. That's time that you can actually have a real impact on brain memory. So there's been studies shown that language development starts from the very beginning, and that infants who are spoken to regularly have larger vocabularies by being 2 years old. And so that can happen in the bedroom. Truly showing that bath time is so much more.
Wow. And another amazing statistic, I think that both you and Ganesh mentioned, was 8 billion baths a year are given using Johnson's baby products. How do you, as an expert R&D person, how do you ensure and be vigilant about the fact that all those products are safe and best for baby, and that they all have the latest science and technology behind them?
Well, I think that's exactly right. 8 billion touches is a lot of responsibility for us, right? We need to make sure that our products are the best products that we can possibly make for our babies.
How a bath can be so much more. Thank you. Personally, as a family, we love bath time. It's really an opportunity to splash around with your babies, to have fun, to play. For many wives, it's an opportunity to tell the husband they better be home in time for bath time. I know I do that. My husband really enjoys bath time. He's always made it a point to get home for it. It is my driving tactic if he doesn't. I say, oh my God, you're missing the cutest moment, you're missing this amazing bath, you better get back. And sure enough, he tries to get back for it. But what I didn't realize till I started actually looking at the research is, apart from all the fun and the splashing around and the bonding that happens, there is such a lot of brain development that the babies actually go through. As Scott mentioned, talking to the babies when they're in the bathtub, honestly having an opportunity to literally bathroom sing yourself with only your baby as your audience is a pretty cool thing to have happen. So I think there's definitely dual development that goes on there. But I think what's so amazing is that touch and massage have such amazing benefits. And today, to tell us more about that, we have some experts here. We have with us, they've actually found that in the bath survey Ganesh mentioned, only 41% of parents in India say that baby massages are extremely important. I have to admit that as a new mom, when our first son was born, being of a mixed parentage myself, my father's Indian, my mother's English, I had never grown up with such a big culture of massage. My mother always massaged me, but I never had a massage wali, and I never, it wasn't in my mind to get a malish wali to come over. But a lot of my friends, have you hired this malish wali? She's really good. You must get this malish wali. And it struck me that it's such a culturally an important thing, the malish or the massage. I started reading up on it and realized that yes, it is a wonderful thing to do for the babies, to give them a massage, to understand touch, to do that. And today we have with us Dr. Jaykar Thomas, Senior Dermatologist and Professor of Dermatology, Sri Balaji Medical College, Chennai, who has 32 years of experience in this space and will speak more to us about the continuing and emerging research on touch. Welcome, Dr. Thomas.
introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Jacob Thomas, coming from Chennai, primarily and predominantly a dermatologist with special interest in the skin of children, health and disease. In other words, a pediatric dermatologist. Now, this has been going on for the past 2.5 decades, and ever since I started this passion for pediatric dermatology, my association with Johnson has been continuing, and for days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, and years after years, I realized that there is so much to be learned in this sensorium of touch, just the touch alone, and I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes about the power of touch inside the mother's womb. And suddenly it's brought out to a driver. Suddenly it's brought onto a driver, whether it is a natural delivery or a normal delivery or a cesarean section, we're totally unprepared with this defense mechanism, as a result of which there could be recurrent infection. So the best way that we should be able to combat this is by looking at how a simple thing, what we call simple action of touch, is really going to change the scenario for this newborn. Now, touch is, the gynecologist brings out the baby with touching, whether it is a normal delivery or an aided delivery.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, baby smells. How many in this room have a really lovely connotation to baby smell? And I'm not talking about when their diapers are dirty. How many of you have a sense of a lovely, amazing baby smell? Raise your hands, don't be shy. Be honest, because I'm going to tell your babies when they grow up what you all said. Okay, so I think most people associate the smell of a baby with something really lovely. I know in one of my first episodes of my show, I spoke to a pretty famous celebrity and I just mentioned baby smell, and she literally swooned and she said, oh my God, that smell, that baby smell. And honestly, it's quite difficult to know what the smell of the baby is and what the smell of the fragrances that we associate with babies is. I think subconsciously, possibly, we all go back to our childhood where maybe we associate that same smell, and most often I think that is Johnson's, considering it's got such a long legacy that I think most of us have been Johnson's babies, and perhaps our parents have been as well. So to discuss smell in the best possible way, we have with us today Mr. S.R. Iyer, Senior Perfumer from Givaudan. Givaudan is the premier fragrance house in the world. They create fragrances found in products around the world, including in some Johnson's products. Mr. Iyer is going to talk to us today about the role fragrances play in our lives, from how babies process smell, and why smell is so powerful. Welcome, Mr. Iyer.
Good afternoon, all of you. And I'll introduce myself. Like, I started studying fragrances as long as 20 years back. And I've been involved in the fascination world of creating fragrances for different products. Today I'm going to talk about basically the connection of fragrances and memory. So we have heard our panelists speak about different senses and how it is very important to stimulate the senses of baby in different ways. So what we are going to do is we are going to probably look at how the sense of smell can be used to increase the memories and other parts of the well-being of the baby. So, fragrances and scents are an integral part of our life. So what happens when we smell? When we smell, it takes us to a different time, to a different place, to a different memory. Now, this small sense of smell, which actually takes us to a different place, can be compared or can be paired with the gentle caringness of the parent. So when you mix the scent and the caring touch of a parent, it actually gives back emotional memories to the child, which the child can remember for a long time. So what I'm going to try to do is probably have two smell bottles given to you, and I would request you to smell them one by one and probably experience the emotions that come along. Can you please settle in the smells? I would request you to smell one after the other and think along these lines as to what does it remind you of? What is the first memory that comes to your mind? What is the feeling you get when you smell the scent? Anybody want to react on?
Some of us have got just one. Some of us have got just one bottle.
It's probably this, the one you have smelled is the smell of sandalwood oil, which is very, very Indian, which is like has a lot of connections with us. So some people have a very good connection on the beauty care, the caring aspect of sandalwood. All of us, being Indian, we know how sandalwood benefits our skin or its use. So the point that I wanted to stress around is the moment you smell, it takes you to memories, and it's very unique for everybody. So when you smell and you describe something, you always, it's very personal, and you try to remember how you have smelled that